Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to my channel. If this is your first time here, hello, my name is Dana and I'm so happy to have you. As you can see, we have pulled out the Christmas decor for the filming background. So excited, I love it. Today's video is going to be a updated everyday makeup routine. This has been the style that I've been going for every day, just really simple on the eyes, a little bit of a winged liner and just like glowy natural skin. I just find that it's very feminine and classic, put together, but still very simple. Now, obviously this video is gonna be a little bit longer than what it typically takes me to apply just because I'm talking about things. What really inspired this video was the old classic MAC products that I've been pulling out recently. If you caught my October favorites, you know I've been in love with one of my old school MAC 15 pan shadow palettes. I know there's so many amazing new and upcoming releases. Don't get me wrong, I still love those too, but every now and then it just feels good to pull out products that you used to love and adore. I laughed because I had this out the other day on my vanity and Keegan, my husband, walked by and he was like, oh, you really only like 2 of those flavors, huh? Like it's like a case of ice cream. No, 2 shades. This I've actually pretty much completely gone through matte carbon. This palette is clearly loved and abused. It just looks so beat up, but more than anything, I really hope this video inspires you to pull out some of your old school cult classic makeup favorites that you may have been neglecting or just forgotten about. And I don't know, it's fun to just kind of sit down, chat, and do a classic makeup tutorial. So I hope you guys enjoy. If you do, don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, leave some other video requests down below. Let me know some of your like all-time favorite makeup products. Like ones that you have used for years and years and years and that you still love, or maybe that you've forgotten about, but that you're gonna pull out now that you've watched this video. So without further ado, let's go ahead and jump right in. All right, so as you can see, we are starting off completely barefaced. I do have all of my skincare on. I already know this is gonna be a topic of discussion. People either hate this look or they love it, but I mean, they're my brows, they're on my face, so I just go in with what I personally like. My mom doesn't even like these brows. Like she'll tell me like, why are your brow hairs standing up? And I'm like, Mom, I like them like this, okay? So this is just the Got To Be hair gel. This does come in a smaller version as well. I've tried so many brow gels, pomades, all the things. If you have like softer brow hairs that you find like, especially the tail areas that they always droop down, this stuff keeps your brows in place all day long. You have to go in with like a cleansing balm or cleansing oil to get it off. So I'm just gonna take my spoolie, pick up some of the product. I like to get like a good little clump on there and then just begin raking this through my brow hairs. I really want to make sure that I get the tail end because as I mentioned earlier, that's an area where my brow always likes to drop. I'm just taking the brush and just pushing those brow hairs down just to really mold them into place. And look at the difference. Just the instant lift on this brow versus this one. And this just looks so much thicker now just because it really separated each of those brow hairs. You really wanna make sure that you clean off the spoolie afterwards. If you just leave the gel in there without cleaning it, it'll end up looking like this, solidified right into that spoolie. So I always go in with like a wipe or just go in like you would with your brushes and just wash it off with whatever brush cleaner you typically use. So I actually don't go in and fill them yet. I kind of wait after I do my foundation. This concealer swept me right off my feet. It's the Catrice True Skin High Cover Concealer, Hyaluronic Acid Waterproof. I have mine in the shade 015 Warm Vanilla. I know this line or like the foundation in this line has been raved about on YouTube. I have yet to try it. I need to order it. I've had a tab on my computer for, I mean, weeks now, and why I haven't ordered it, I have no idea. Dana, while you're editing this, go order it right now. But the concealer is absolutely incredible. I've been loving it to use just on my eyes as well, just to kind of even out the tone of things. From there, we're gonna go into my trusty, dusty MAC palette. I have been on this MAC Cosmetics train and I can't get off of it. I don't know what my deal is, but I've been loving all of my old MAC products. I'll just do a light dusting, starting from the outer corner and just moving upwards. So just taking a large fluffy brush, I just like to kind of start on the outer half of my eye and lightly pull this up. I'm pretty sure this shade is Saddle, just something slightly deeper, and exact same area, kind of just concentrate this right here onto the outer corner, and I'm just gonna lift this one up a little bit, not quite as high as I did with the first color. I'm still going in this like upward outer angle just to kind of create a little bit of a subtle cat eye. Some days I'll just keep it like this and go in with that brow bone shade on the inner half of my lid and keep it all matte, but Most days I like to incorporate some sort of shimmer or brightness. And since I do that most days, that's what we're gonna do for today's look. MAC Woodwinked. I have been so in love with this shadow lately. I forgot how good it was. I randomly pulled the shadow out, and then this is kind of what just brought on my MAC obsession again. I used to adore this shade. Now going in with another cult classic, I'm just using MAC Carbon. Any sort of stiff angled liner brush will do though. And I'm gonna start right from the outer corner and go upwards. And then from there, going along my lid, I'm just gonna go straight out. Now, I don't like to take the liner and go all the way to the inner corner just because I feel like that kind of closes off my eyes. So I just really concentrate right here on the outer portion. Just go in and get the general shape like that. And then using the Colourpop liquid liner, this one is in the shade Grande. I'm just gonna follow that exact same shadow and fill it in with a little bit of liner. This is something that I wanted to mention because I feel like a lot of people either skip on curling their lashes because they have yet to find the perfect lash curler, or they're just blessed with really good lashes, so they really don't have a need to go in with a lash curler. I, however, have like naturally downturned lashes, so I have to use a lash curler. I have tried so many lash curlers out there. The three that I would recommend the most are Shiseido, which is what I'm gonna be using today. This is my most purchased one. The Surratt lash curler is really good. And then, hello, brain fart, Laura Mercier. All three of those have less of a scoop shape with their lash curler. If you're to purchase like one from Tarte or Revlon, you'll notice it has like a tighter cupping to where it's like missing half of your lashes. It'll get maybe like the inner corner and not the center, or maybe it'll get the center but not the inner and outer corner. But look at this. This one is so flat, it literally lies right against my eye. That way I'm able to get a hold of every single lash. I always like to start off with Maybelline Sky High. This is my old bottle though. I'm being lazy and not running over to my car. I left a makeup bag in my car that has my new bottle of Maybelline Sky High. If you have straight and stubborn lashes, you have a hard time finding something that really holds onto a curl, get this one, but don't judge it off of this video right now because I literally have like nothing left in here. I use this one to the very last draw. I'll go in with another Maybelline mascara. This is the Lash Sensational Curvitude. I like to get my lash curler and I'll kind of like blink down into this. As this mascara is drying, it kind of dries into the lifted hold. Look at the difference. We have a naked newborn fetus baby eyeball, and then we got some lashes and good stuff going on over on this side. First, for primer, just to clear, or I guess smooth out areas with larger pores, I'm gonna be going in with the Etude House Face Blur and Smoothing. I have no idea what happened to the outer packaging. It's really gross. It's like the outer part is peeling or something. Ooh, I don't like it. So I'm just gonna take this in areas where I have larger pores that I want to smooth out. I really like this primer because while it has that smoothing quality, there's also this brightening property to it as well. Can you see right here where I applied? It almost just kind of gives this like pink pearl, but still somewhat matte glow to the skin. It's really nice. Now for the rest of my face, Maybelline Perfector, yeah, Age Rewind Perfector 4-in-1. I have mine in the shade Light. So I'm gonna take a little bit of this and just kind of press it into my cheeks. And then going in with the Wet n Wild sponge. I've been raving about these sponges. I talked about them in my October favorites. I love that it has this flat side. At the time, I always go in and apply some more of that product on top of makeup, but I do really like it underneath makeup too. But can you see that Etude House primer? Isn't that so pretty? I feel like you never see that in a smoothing primer. Typically a smoothing primer is either just like a beige tone or clear. I have yet to find another one that has this really nice brightening quality to it. Now for foundations, this is where I switch things up a lot. Well, not a lot, but I have like a key group of products that I really like. The VDL Perfecting Last Foundation, still love this stuff. Sometimes I even just go in with the Catrice concealer all over my face, but the combo that I've been loving the most for the last like month and a half, either the Misha BB Cream or the Purito one. I'm currently using the shade, I think think this one's, oh, I normally use 27 Sand Beige, but I'm almost out of that one. So I'm taking some of 23 today, and I like mixing it with the Covergirl Clean Fresh Skin Milk. This is in light medium. It's a really liquidy, runny formula. It is, I mean, extremely light coverage. Barely any coverage. It's just something that kind of like evens out my skin tone. But I like to mix the two of these products together. Oh yeah, 23 is light. I think I'm gonna have to mix. As I mentioned, I typically use shade 27. I think I'm gonna have to take a tiny bit of the VDL. I really like this formula though, because both of them stay nice and wet on the face. Not once you blend it in, but I mean for application. So it's not something that you have to work with immediately, because it's not gonna like dry down flat right away. You have time to really go in and pat it into the skin. As you can see, you get a really nice glowy finish from it, but without being greasy. It just feels really nice and hydrating on the face. I feel like it's a perfect formula combination for this time of the year. Now going in with that Catrice True Skin Concealer, to apply some of this on the eyes, forehead, and chin. I like to use this to kind of spread it out first, and then I'll go in with a sponge. The flat side of this makes it perfect just to get right under the wing. Cream bronzer is just something that I love. I have so many favorites, but the one that I've been reaching for the most lately is actually from Kaja. This is one of the Play Bentos in number 2 Cloud Latte. So in these, you have a blush, a highlighter, and a bronzer. The only cream product in this stack though is the bronzer. I really wish all 3 were creams. I do have my Ultimate Flawless Blending Brush from e.l.f., which is my like all-time favorite product for creams. It's something about the It Cosmetics one I just prefer when using the Kaja bronzer. So you can see it's just a really nice, warm toned bronzer. So if you're looking for something to contour with, I wouldn't recommend it, but if you just like an all over warmth on your face, this product is beautiful. I do know e.l.f. recently came out with a dupe to this brush. I don't own it, so I can't say how, I guess, dupeable they are, but like by appearance, it's just a dual-ended foundation sort of brush. You've been looking at the It Cosmetics one, but you want to save yourself some dollar bills. The e.l.f. one, I'm sure is worth checking into. I've always had great luck with e.l.f. brushes. The Ultimate Blending Brush that I was talking about earlier is one of my all-time favorites, and that brush is $6. It's amazing with cream blushes, cream bronzers, cream highlighters, foundation. Now for blush. I know, I feel like I'm beating a dead horse. Maybe I should use something else for this video, since if you follow me on IG stories, you know I've been raving about this Beauty Pie combo. I did an entire video on Beauty Pie. I still love it. I go in with their Glow All Super Face Powder. I mix these 2 blushes together. I'm telling you guys, it's the like best blush combo ever. Then I go with their Super Cheek Cream Blush in the shade Fresh Faced. I feel like I've been using this too much though. The other blush that I really love is MAC Warm Soul. But if you follow along on stories, you would have heard that I mentioned that, or no, not on stories, my October favorites, that the updated MAC Warm Soul is not the same, which is so annoying. But I do have another alternative for you. Tones are different, but it's the overall, how do I describe it? Finish that is very similar. So on the top we have Laura Geller Blush and Brighten in Pink Grapefruit, and then on the bottom is MAC Warm Soul. But you can always go in and mix another blush with Pink Grapefruit to get a little bit more of the warmth that MAC Warm Soul offers. I love that blush, but the updated version is not the same. I don't know why they did that, so annoying. So for today, I am gonna go in with Pink Grapefruit. The Kaja Bento bronzer is still a little bit tacky, so I find that the blush just goes beautifully on top. I've really been into a heavier blush recently too. I just think it looks really cute. I love these Laura Geller Blush and Brightens because, as you can see, even though it's a powder, it doesn't cause your skin to look matte. Like, there's still this really pretty radiant quality to it. Another favorite shade is Tropic Hues. I love Sunswept. There's so many great shades. I'm gonna go in with just a little bit of the Fresh Face blush on top. So this is just the Beauty Pie brush. I'm just gonna press any excess onto my hand, and just to really get that rosy look, I just like to press a little bit right on top. Okay, see? Rosy and glowy, I love it. Taking the Maybelline Perfector again, I'm just going to dot some of that. Did I mention I use the shade 01 Light? press that right on top of my cheeks, and then just bounce the sponge right on top. I feel like I'm almost cheating since obviously this hasn't been a part of my everyday makeup routine for more than like a week now, but I'd mentioned on IG stories how I saw people using this on TikTok. It's the NYX Jumbo Pencil in Milk. Do you guys remember these? And with a tiny little bit on your nose where you would typically highlight, and then a bit on the Cupid's bow. You can do like the inner corner and brow bone with this too, but it's like a high impact but subtle highlighter, if that makes sense. So then just taking my finger, I lightly pat this in. And something about it just gives like the cutest little nose highlight. At this point is whenever I finish up my brows. For that, I go in with two different products. I always start off with the ABH Brow Powder in medium brown, and I just use a deeper shade. Obviously, you could go in with any sort of eyeshadow you have in your collection that matches, a brow pencil, or honestly any brow powder. There's plenty of options out there that are affordable. I've just had this in my collection for forever and it works, so I like to use it. And then this is my holy grail whenever it comes to brow pens, the Milani Weekend Brow in Espresso. I like to use this even as a liquid liner just because the pigmentation isn't like super strong. I mean, you can make it darker, but I like that it's light like this. That way you don't end up with like Mr. Potato Head angry brows. And it's something that's really pretty as more of like a less intense liquid liner if you're just wanting to go in with like a softer color. So I really like to use this just to enhance the tail of my brow. I might, oh, really the pressure when you're filming. I might do a couple little teeny tiny strokes right here with and without. Now, just to finish off my eyes, I like to go in with Laura Mercier Caviar Stick in Sand Glow, and I just apply this all over my waterline and drag a little bit onto the lower lash line as well. It's a softer bronzy tone, almost like a taupey bronze. Some days I leave my lower lash bare, like no shadow, no mascara, but most days I like something under there. I will just take a little bit of, I don't know what this shade is. It's just in my MAC palette. Like I said, I will be sure to leave all shades listed down below. And I will just smudge that right on top of the Caviar Stick. It's another shade with like a subtle shimmer. Just because it doesn't look quite as harsh on the lower lash line, it still gives you that smoky feel, but without being really dark and like pulling your eye down. It just kind of has a nice smoky glow to it. For my inner corner, I'm gonna go in with MAC Naked Lunch. Do you guys remember that shade? Another classic. I love so many of the shades in this palette. This is just the Morphe M506. I like to take that and just dust a little bit right here into the inner corner. I've been talking about MAC Whirl Lip Pencil probably too much, but this is an everyday makeup look, so I couldn't not show it. If you're looking for another great option, LA Girl Lip, I think Precision Lip Pencils. Those are under $3 at Ulta. The shade Sugar and Spice and Cafe are some of my all-time favorites. They work just as good as any high-end lip liner. And then I go in with any sort of nude gloss. Sometimes I just keep a lip liner and go in with lip balm. But I recently got this from the brand Hedda. This is one of their spicy nude glosses. I have mine in the shade Sensual. These are pricier glosses, but they are so, so beautiful. I know Lingerie is one of their more well-known shades. How perfect is this color for fall and winter and all year round? This is just my exact sort of lip color I love. It's scrumptious. I love it. Plus the packaging, I mean, so cute. My friend Savannah texted me and said, "This is me texting you while you're filming. So when I watch the video, I hopefully see you glance at your phone and think to yourself, that's me texting her." Hi, Savannah. I see you and I love you. Hopefully this inspires you to pull out some of your MAC classics or just any other old favorites that you had that you've forgotten about that you used to love and adore. Because I've been getting so much use out of this palette. Seeing more and more pan in some of these shades just makes me so excited. But there you have it. As always, thanks so much for hanging out. I would love if you subscribed. If you're looking for some fun Christmas content, go give me a follow over on Instagram. And that's all that I have for you today. So I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.